Good day, everyone. We will be discussing about the Cambodia tourism workplace, together with my groupmate Lorraine, Christine, and Mayoni. Key cultural values and workplace practices. The Cambodian workplace is heavily influenced by Theravada Buddhism and traditional Khmer values, emphasizing respect, harmony, and hierarchy. So the first cultural value is the greetings. So in the workplace, they greet each other using the sampeya. It is when you press your hands together in a prayer-like gestures with a slight bow. So that's how they greet each other. Second, we have the face, gaining face or saving face. So kumbaga mauna ilang reputation. They avoid direct criticism or confrontation. So if someone has a feedback, especially if it's negative, they tend to be they tend to give that uh, feedback privately. Next is we have the hierarchy and age. So in their workplace, they respect their seniors. It's either because of the age or because of the position. The most senior person is generally deferred to and speak first in the meetings. Of course, they also use appropriate titles or the respectful pronoun, which is Luke, meaning Mr., or Luxray, which means Madam. Next is we have the harmony and politeness. So in their workplace, a general atmosphere of gentleness and friendliness is always maintained. And of course, they use the greeting sampeya to greet each other for politeness. Next is we have the relationship oriented. So in their workplace, they value relationship. They value trust more than just signing contracts. They value the relationship with the other company rather than contracts. Next is lastly we have the punctuality and time. So in their workplace, they value punctuality. They uh, they always have to be they always have to arrive on time because they value it the most. Next, we have the common challenges for Filipino tourism professionals. This topic will be discussed by Miss Lorraine Britannia. I'm passing the floor to you, Miss Lorraine. Thank you.
Hello everyone. So today I'll be discussing some challenges that Filipinos might face when working in the Cambodian tourism sector. So Filipinos are generally known for their excellent English skills, masipag, dali ra maka-adapt, and pakikisama. However, when working in the Cambodian tourism sector, they may encounter specific challenges. So first, let's discuss communication style. So Filipinos are known as direct and focus on solving problems quickly. However, in Cambodia, they prefer indirect communication to avoid conflict or to save face. So karon, kung mahitabo nga ang instructions kay dili kaayo klaro, so this can be frustrating for Filipinos who expect clear instructions. So next is the pace and process of work. So sa Philippines, atong gi-emphasize ang efficiency ug speed. Gusto nato nga dali ra kita dayon unsay result. However, in Cambodia, labi na sa mga government offices or sa mga traditional nga institution, the pace can be slower because they focus more on building relationships and following traditional procedure. So it might take some adjustments for Filipinos who are used to a more fast-paced work environment. So now let's talk about the language barrier. So bisan og English ang gamiton sa daghan nga tourist areas like Siem Reap og Phnom Penh. Ang primary language nila is Khmer gyud. Kung wala ta kabalo sa language nga Khmer, lisod kaayo ang pag-integrate sa local teams. Like for example, kung magtrabaho ka sa isa ka project nga nag-need og paki-communicate sa mga local suppliers, ug dili ka kasabot sa ilang sinultian, so maglisod gyud ka og sabot unsay ilang tuyo or unsa ang ilahang needs. So next is infrastructure and resources. So bisan og nag-improve na ang infrastructure sa Cambodia, especially in urban areas outside of major cities, it may not compare to what we're used to in the Philippines. So roads might not be as developed or access to technology might be limited. This can pose challenges when implementing complex tourism projects as we're used to more advanced tools and processes. So the last one is workplace dynamics. Observation shows that Khmer women may take on fewer leadership roles compared to kanang men. So this can influence the overall work environment and how decisions are made. As Filipinos, we might find it challenging to adjust our perspective and gender roles and leadership styles. So that's all for my part, and now I'm passing the floor to Christine Alinsel.
So, hello everyone. Today, let's talk about how the ASEAN Mutual Recognition Arrangement for Tourism Professionals, or MRATP, supports the mobility of tourism workers, especially Filipino workers across Southeast Asia. First, standardization of skills. Before the MRATP, lain-lain og standards ang each ASEAN country. Sa Pilipinas o Cambodia, lahi ilang training o certification sa tourism jobs. So ang Filipino National Certificate dili dayon madawat didto. Mura bag mas lisod mapakita ang atong skills kung ma-apply ta abroad. Pero karon naanay ASEAN Common Competency Standards. Kini nga standards giagrihan sa tanan ASEAN countries for 32 tourism job titles. Titles sama sa front office, housekeeping o food production. So parehas na ang basihan sa skills sa tanan. Ang ikaduha, we have streamlined certification. Para sa Filipino workers, ang assessment o certification ginabuhat sa mga official bodies like TISDA. Pero ang ilang gi-follow karon kay ang ASEAN-wide standards. Ang nindot ani kay kung makuha nimo ang certificate diri sa Pilipinas, masayon na siya ma-recognize sa ubang ASEAN countries kay aligned na tanan. Ang ikatulo, we have the mutual recognition. Mao ni ang pinaka-core benefit. Once ang Filipino tourism professional naka-approve og ASEAN recognized certificate, obligadong i-recognize sa Cambodia ug other ASEAN countries. Dili na kinahanglan magbalik og training or magtake og bagong og bagong assessment para lang ma-hire sa same job position. Mas dali ang access sa labor market sa ubang countries. Ikaupat, we have facilitating employment. Para sa mga hotels o employers sa Cambodia, masayon ang hiring kay kabalo sila nga ang MRATP certified worker naka-follow sa high regional standard. Plus naapod tay ASEAN Tourism Professionals Registration System, or we call the ATPRS. Kini usa ka online platform nga gigamit sa employers para makita ang profiles o qualifications sa certified tourism professionals. So paspas ang job matching labi na para sa skilled Filipino workers. So I'm done with my part. I'm passing the floor to Kahulugan.
And now, let's talk about the recommendations for Filipino workers to adapt effectively. To ensure effective integration and success in the Cambodian multicultural workplace, Filipino tourism professionals should focus on the following adaptation strategies. First is master the art of respectful communication or saving face. Prioritize harmony. When correcting or giving feedback, do it privately and frame it gently. Use phrases like, we might consider another way, instead of direct criticism like, your approach is wrong. Always show respect for seniority through tone, body language, or never point with your foot, and appropriate use for the sampia or honorifics. Second is invest in Khmer language and cultural literacy. Learn basic Khmer phrases for greetings, thanks, and workplace terms. Even a small effort is highly appreciated and demonstrates respect for the local culture. Study cultural taboos such as not touching someone's head and always passing objects with your right hand. Understanding the local context for holidays like Chambin or Ancestors Day will help with scheduling and colleague relations. Third is build personal connections and trust. Embrace the relationship-oriented culture. Dedicate time to polite small talk and socializing with colleagues. This is essential for gaining trust and cooperation in the workplace. Your Filipino sense of pakikisama or getting along with others is a strength here. Leverage it to form strong working bonds. Fourth is be patient with bureaucracy and pace. Understand that processes might be slower or more bureaucratic than expected, adopt a flexible attitude, focus on clear documentation, and follow up politely and patiently instead of aggressively pushing or immediate result. The last one is focus on shared Asian standards or ASEANs. If MRATP certified, highlight this qualification your personal documents. It immediately establishes you as a recognized high quality professional within the regional standard, bypassing local doubts about skill level. Use your training and experience to lead by example and professionalism, not by asserting cultural superiority. And that would be all of my part. Thank you and have a good day.
That would be all for our Cambodia Tourism Workplace. Thank you for listening.